Okay, what I'm about to do is replace an outlet and a breaker from the circuit breaker box. Keep in mind, this is an older house. I'm not rewiring the entire house, that's for sure. This particular breaker was probably overloaded because it cut off roughly 25% of the power in the house. And it was for like one of the bedrooms and like the bathroom and the hallway lights. It tripped a lot of outlets. A lot of the outlets were no longer functioning, and a dome light in the bedroom and all those outlets. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how I replace the outlet as well as replace the breaker. And this is for just in case something like this happens to you. Maybe you can use this information. We hopefully do a better job. I am by no means an electrician. And keep in mind, safety first. Make sure if you're going to be dealing with power, that you hit the main power switch first. Make sure things are turned off before you do this as well, because when you do turn everything back on, you don't want to overload anything. So make sure you turn all your switches off, turn your main power off. And then, after you swap out the new breaker or whatever, then you can turn them on. Main power on first, and then turn them all on one at a time so that you don't overload it. Let's get started, and we're gonna fix these things, okay? Because folks, this is a DIY day. You're gonna notice I do some of these. Every now and then, I'm gonna give you a DIY. And it's just regular stuff that has to be done. We all probably run into it. This just so happened to be a power outlet situation and a breaker situation. And if you're in an older home, like I am, there's a possibility you may have to replace some outlets or something like that from time to time. If you're in a newer home, congratulations, you probably won't experience this problem. Let's get started on this DIY day. Here we go. So I noticed that the outlet itself was burning. What we're gonna do now is we're going to replace this outlet. So I'm gonna let you see it right here. Here it is. It started burning. I'm gonna pull this off, take this out. Of course, we gotta shut all the power off in the house. And we're gonna pull this out, replace it and everything. Also, what I'm gonna do is replace the circuit breaker itself. And the breaker that particular outlet is on went out as well. I'm gonna replace that, and then we'll take it from there. We're going to replace it with this one here. So we have the new one, and this was an old 2-prong actually. Burned out pretty bad. Now we're going to replace the old one with the new 3-prong outlet. So there you go. We took out the old burnt out one. We put in a new one. Still got some burn marks there. That's a little cosmetic. I don't know when I'm gonna paint, but hopefully some soap and water might wash that off. We will now go and change the breaker. Okay, so when you come to your breaker box, one of the main things you want to do is hit your main power switch, all right? Just, for safety purposes. For this particular instance, I'm just showing you what we're gonna do. So we're gonna come here. I already know which breaker is in question. It's going to be this one right here. I've already tried to reset it and everything to make sure that it was not just a trip and that the breaker was bad itself. So this is the one in question here, the fourth one up. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this plate here and go behind to the main board. We're going to pull this one out here. First thing we're going to do, take the face plate off, which is connected, have these screws here, 1, 2, 3, and well, I'm actually missing one there, so only 3. So we're going to remove those 3 first, come behind, and then we're going to pull this one out and we're going to replace it with a new one. And there you have it, folks. This is what the box looks like. This is an older house, so an older box. So we're going to take out here number 4. Okay, so we just took this one out here. And this is a 15. This one out of here, this slot here, this is a 15. I'm gonna head to the hardware store and we're gonna replace this 15 here. Come back, we'll put it back in, power everything back up, and we'll see how it goes. So let's go get a new one. Okay, so when this here is a Murray, whatever, and I managed to get a new one. This is a Siemens 15 amp. So if you look here, all right, so here's the old one and here's the new one. Okay, both are 15 amps. Let's go and replace it. I replaced the old one with the new one here. Okay, so the faceplate is back on. I put it on. I actually even found an extra screw here because I only had 3 holding this up, but I couldn't find a washer for that one. But anyway, got that back on. Everything feels good. It's up and operating. As a matter of fact, some of my lights seem brighter than they were before. So that's it for this, and I'll show you the outlet. Okay, and now we're in the room where the outlet was out. As you can see, the light's on. The light is on, and it feels good to have light. And the outlet is here. As you can see, I have it. And I did manage to clean off some of the burn mark there, so we did that. And I used the vacuum cleaner, so I actually plugged it in, and the outlet works fine. So that's how you replace an outlet and also a breaker switch. It's ReekG. Until next time. Peace.